Hi, I'm Sherry here at the Little Beading Closet, and today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful seed bead and crystal bracelet. You can see how each section is made up with a special double layer of seed beads, giving it a really nice feel. And the way the sections stack on top of each other reminds me of tulips. And you can use your favorite color of crystal here between each little section. And finished off with detail and care, even on the clasp. Bead along with me to make your very own and have a new bracelet. In step 1, you will learn how to put the seed bead framework around a crystal. In step 2, we will add our next crystal. Then we will repeat those steps together. And finally, step 3, we finish the ends and attach a clasp. The beads you'll need for this bracelet are size 11 seed beads in 2 different colors. Size 6mm Bicone Crystals and a toggle clasp. And I'll begin with 5 feet of 6-pound fireline on a size 12 beading needle. The bracelet is going to be made up of a primary color of size 11 seed beads and a secondary color. And you want to begin by picking up your 6mm bicone and the secondary size 11 seed bead. Bring those two down near the end of your thread and leave about 12 inches to add some more beads and attach your clasp. Then needle back through your bicone and pull the seed bead up along the edge. Picking up one more seed bead here and needling back through the bicone, coming out next to the seed bead. And this time pulling it so it leaves a loop, not all the way tight. And then bring your tail through the loop and knot your tail onto the thread. And then continue pulling the seed bead up along the edge of the bicone. Needle through the size 11 here. Pick up 4 of the primary color size 11s and needle through the size 11 on the other side. 4 more of my primary size 11s. Back through the one here on the end. And then needle through the next 2 seed beads. 1 more of your accent colors through the next 2 seed beads. Through the accent on the end. And then come through 2 more seed beads. Picking up 1 more accent and coming through the next 2 primary colored seed beads. And then step into the accent here on the end. And pull that all tight. You want your bicone to be sitting underneath the seed beads. You don't want the seed beads to be going around it, but rather on top of it like this. Next, needle through 2, picking up 9 of the primary colored seed beads. Needle back through the 2 that your thread is exiting. Now let's look at this. You can see that your thread is coming out right here near the middle of the bicone. So when your thread is coming out near the middle of the bicone, needle down 4 of the seed beads that you just added. Picking up one of the accent colors, needle through the 5 on this side. And you want to pull that tight so the accent sits down here at a point. Needle back through the 2 up here by the crystal. Needle through your accent color, and then you're going to come into the next 2 seed beads. Again, picking up 9 of your seed beads and coming back through the 2 that your thread is exiting. This time the thread is coming out near the end of the crystal. So you will needle down 5 of your seed beads. Picking up one of the accents, needle up the other 4, and then come back through the 2 next to the crystal. Ignore your tail, coming through the accent on the end. We're going to repeat these 2 petals over here on this side. So needle through the next 2 seed beads, again picking up 9 seed beads and needling back through the 2 that you just went through. If you look at this, your thread is exiting closest to the middle of the bicone. So you're going to come through 4 of the seed beads that you just added, picking up 1 accent and coming through the next 5. And needle back through the 2 seed beads closest to your crystal. Then needle through the accent seed bead, and step into the next 2. Picking up 9 more seed beads, needling through the 2 that you just went through, the thread is exiting closest to the end of the bicone. So needle through 5 of the seed beads, picking up 1 of the accents and coming back through 4. And then needle through the 2 seed beads closest to your crystal. Next, come through the accent bead here on the end. And we're going to be folding in our petals on both sides. Now we need to needle down here along this edge and coming out this accent bead. And coming out here. Now we're going to be taking our petals and folding them in, so all the little accent beads touch each other. Next, we're going to be adding another bicone and working on more petals. To do so, we'll be working with the 4 points here, picking up one bicone. We're exiting this one here on the right. Enter into the one over here on the left. Picking up one of the accent size 11s. Needle into the other 11 right beside the one that you're exiting, and back through your bicone. And pull everything tight. Needle into the accent bead here that you've not gone through yet. Picking up one more accent, needle into the other accent bead beside it, and back through your bicone. Okay, exiting the bicone. Picking up one of the accent size 11s, needle back through your bicone, and come out the other side of it. One more accent 11, and back through the bicone, coming out next to the size 11 that you just put on. And pull that 11 up next to the bicone. And if you can envision this, this is just where we began with the crystal and 2 11s. So go ahead and come through 1 11 on the end, picking up 4 of my primary color size 11s and coming through the 11 on the other end of my crystal. Four more size 11s and back through the 11 here on the other end of my crystal. Needle through 2 size 11s, adding one of the accent colors, come through 2 more size 11s and through the one on the end, again through 2 size 11s, picking up one accent, coming through the next 2 11s and through the one on the end. And now we're going to be adding the petals just like before by using 9 seed beads. So we'll come through the first 2 here, picking up 9 of our seed beads and coming back through these 2. And as you can see, the thread is exiting closest to the middle of our bicone. So we're going to be coming down 4 of the seed beads, picking up 1 accent and coming up the next 5. Then needle back through the 2 closest to your crystal, and you can also come through the accent, coming through my next 2 primary colored seed beads with 9 more of my seed beads. I'll needle back through the 2 that I just went through. My thread is exiting closest to the edge of the bicone. So this time I'm going to needle down 5 of the seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. One of the accent colors, needle back through 4. And then needle back through the 2 seed beads here next to the crystal. So we have these 2 petals on. We'll need to add the 2 over here, coming through the accent bead, and then needling into the next 2 seed beads. Again, picking up 9 of the seed beads and needling back through these 2 closest to the crystal. My thread is exiting here near the center of the bicone. So I'm going to needle down the first 4 seed beads, picking up one of the accents and coming up 5. And then needling back through the 2 closest to the crystal plus the accent bead. So now we have 3 of the petals attached. I just have 1 more to do. Needle into the next 2 seed beads, taking my 9 seed beads and coming back through these 2. My thread is exiting here near the end of the bicone, so I'll be needling through the first 5, adding 1 accent color and coming through 4. And then needle back through the 2 seed beads closest to the crystal. And we have all 4 petals on this crystal. I'm going to needle through the single gold accent bead here, and then work my way up this edge until I get to this accent bead. And now it's time to attach another crystal. I'm going to needle through the accent bead here on this side, picking up 1 accent color and needling through the one that I've not gone through yet, and back through the crystal, needle through the one that I've not gone through yet, and then pick up 1 more accent bead, coming through the one beside it and back through the crystal. With my thread exiting here, I'm going to pick up 1 accent bead and just go right back through the crystal and bring that along the edge of it, turning it over, picking up 1 more accent bead and coming back through the crystal and coming out next to the seed bead on the other side. Just like before, you're ready to start working on putting the seed beads around the crystal and adding your petals. And you can go back to this time in the video if you need a refresher to follow along for the next steps. Now that you've added to the length of your bracelet, and you just need to attach the clasp. Attach a needle to the tail from the very beginning, picking up 3 of the seed beads. I'm going to needle back through the crystal. Until they sit on the end like this. I'm going to pick up 3 more seed beads and needle back through the crystal, adding a picot on the other end in the same way. I'm just going to retrace these 1 time. Through the end. Through here and back through the crystal, pulling tight and retracing these 3 seed beads, 1, 2, and 3, and come back through the crystal. Coming through here, the end, and down the seed bead towards the middle of the bicone. Picking up 10 of my seed beads and needle into the first seed bead here. Coming through the one on the end, stepping into this one towards the center of the bicone, picking up 10 more of my seed beads, and needling into this top seed bead right here, coming through the one on the tip, through the first accent color, and needle down 5 of the seed beads, picking up 1 accent, and coming up the next 5. Essentially making 2 large petals on this one bicone, and then needling our way around. And coming down 5 more of our primary colored seed beads, 1 more accent, and coming back up the next 5. We're going to end up folding these together. So we're going to have to needle down here to this point. Coming through the 3 accents on the end, and heading down to the point. Now we're going to get ready to attach one end of our clasp. I'm going to pick up 4 of my seed beads, needle through my clasp, and come back through all 4 of the seed beads, pulling it tight, coming through the other side of the seed bead here, right now it's only attached to one side. This time I'm going to needle into the point here, and then through the 4 seed beads before the clasp, go through the clasp, and back down the 4 seed beads. With the 2 accent point beads here on the end, I'm going to needle through those. I'll come through one, then the other, and retrace your 4 seed beads. After retracing it a few times, finish with a few half-hitch knots. And then just repeat attaching this end of the clasp the same way. I really hope all of you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'd like to say hi to all my beading friends out there. Thanks so much for subscribing to the channel and leaving all the lovely comments that you do. I read them and love replying to them. So drop me a line and hopefully we'll see you next time. And as always, I hope you have a beautiful day.